Hello everyone. So in this video we'll see the operation of a class C power amplifier. So class C power amplifier. So as we discussed previously, class C power amplifier is something which produces a less than 180 degree output for a full input cycle. Okay, if this is a full input cycle, you will get less than half of a input at the output side. Okay, so this is what is the class C amplifier. So you will get only this much of output, so remaining will be clipped off. So in this class C amplifier, the load line, the DC load line is present below the x-axis. Okay, so the efficiency what we have discussed is near to 90%. Efficiency is very high in class C power amplifier. So class A power amplifier is biased in the active region, so to produce a linear output with minimal distortion. So class A amplifier, so as we know, class A amplifier operates in active region. Okay, so it produces a very linear output, that is for full input will get full output, so with minimal distortion is very less. So due to this biasing arrangement, so since the transistor operates in the active region, that is active region, so in class A, active region in the class A amplifier, so the transistor will remain on even for no input signal. So even when input signal is not applied, so transistor will remain on. So whether we have applied the input signal or whether there is no input signal, the transistor will remain in the active region. So this results in a poor efficiency of the class A power amplifier. So we have proved that efficiency of class A amplifier is 25%, like that. So since the transistor remains on even when the input signal is not applied, so class A power amplifier is efficiency is less. So to improve efficiency, class C power amplifier is used. So in class C power amplifier, transistor is biased. Okay, so the transistor is biased such that it remains off for no signal. So that is when no signal is applied, the transistor will be off. So biasing arrangement is made such that the transistor is remain off when no signal is applied. So and it operates in saturation region. So when there is a signal, it operates in saturation region. Okay, so when there is no signal, transistor will off, and when signal is applied, it will operate in the saturation region. Okay, so when the transistor is off, the current through the transistor is very small. So as we know, when the transistor is off, the current through the transistor, that is IC, is very small. Since IC is very small, power dissipation will be small, that is negligible. Power dissipation will be negligible. Similarly, when the transistor operates in the saturation region, so when the signal is applied, the transistor will operate in the saturation region. So since it is operate in the saturation region, voltage drop across the transistor will be very less, that is voltage will be very less. So since voltage is very less, so again power dissipation is small. So when the transistor is off, the current through the transistor is less, so the power dissipation is less. When the signal is applied, the transistor will operate in the saturation region. So when it operates in the saturation region, so there will be a minimal voltage drop. So this less voltage drop will cause less power dissipation. So hence we can say the efficiency of a class C amplifier is higher than the class A amplifier. Okay. So class A amplifier is a good efficiency. So efficiency of a class C amplifier is a good efficiency, but it has high non-linear output. That is, distortion is more. So we need to have a trade-off between the efficiency and the distortion. If we want efficiency high, the distortion will be high. If we want efficiency low, distortion will be low. Okay, so we need to have a trade-off between the distortion and the efficiency. So since we have got a good efficiency in class C amplifier, but it has a high nonlinear distortion. So to overcome this, the class C amplifier is connected through a low pass filter at the output side. So at the output side, so class C amplifier is connected with the filter, low pass filter, that is LPF. Okay, so this low pass filter blocks the high frequency harmonics and passes only the signal frequency to the load. So it will, so the low pass filter will blocks the high frequency harmonics and passes only the required signal to the load. Okay, though now we'll see the schematic diagram of a this is the schematic diagram of a class C amplifier. Okay, so where the collector terminal is input is applied and the output is taken at the collector terminal. So when the input is positive, so and above the cut-in voltage. Okay, so when the input is positive and above the cut-in voltage of the transistor operates in the saturation region. Okay, so during this period, output voltage, that is when the transistor is operating in the saturation region, the output voltage is equal to the saturation voltage of the transistor. So and remain constant as long as the input signal is above the cut-in voltage. When the input voltage is less than the cut-in voltage, the transistor will off. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. That is, so that this is the input signal what we have applied. So till the input signal reaches the cut-in voltage, the transistor will not get on. So transistor will get on only above the, when the input signal is above the cut-in voltage. Probably it might be here somewhere here. Okay, so at this part the transistor will get on. So once again the input signal goes below the cut-in voltage, again transistor will remain off. Okay, so transistor will on till the input signal is above the cut-in voltage. Once the that is at that time the voltage is equal to saturation voltage, that is VCE saturation. Okay, so again when the transistor is off, the voltage, the transistor will get off. So only biasing voltage will be there. So what is the biasing voltage? It is VCC. So now the voltage will be VCC. Okay, again this will remain same. Okay, so if we see the input and output, so we can say, suppose this is the input voltage. Okay, so now we have applied an input voltage. So we have applied 0 voltage, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. The transistor will not get on. So one, it is cut-in voltage of a transistor. Suppose if it is a silicon made a transistor, so suppose 0.7 or something it reaches, so the transistor will start conducting, and the voltage will be equal to V saturation. So again it will start conducting. So once it goes below the cut-in voltage of a transistor, it will get off, and you will not get the output at the collector side. The transistor will not, that is will get only the output voltage till the transistor operating, and I mean till the input signal is greater than the cut-in voltage. Okay, so we'll see what is the efficiency now. So the DC power supplied is given by PDC is equal to VCC into IDC. Okay, so this is the DC power supplied, where IDC is the average value of the supply current. Okay, so due to the blocking capacitor, since we have used a filter at the output side, the average current flow through transistor when it is in saturation, power dissipated by the transistor is given by. Okay, so due to the blocking capacitors, capacitor will blocks, so the same current flows through the transistor when it is in the saturation region. So the same current IDC will travel through the to the transistor when it is in saturation region. So the power dissipated by the transistor is given by, so the power dissipated by the transistor, so we'll take it as VCE when it is operating in the saturation region, and IDC. So since we have a capacitor at the field, so it the same current will flow through the transistor. So now PT is equal to V saturation into IDC. So the remaining power must appear as the, so now taking off the power dissipated, remaining power should appear at the output signal. That is, now the PAC should be PDC minus PT. Okay, so this is the power dissipation, this is the power applied, and this is the power dissipated. So at our output we need to have this minus this much of power. So that is what is PDC VCC into IDC, VCC into IDC minus what is PT VCE saturate into IDC. Okay, so now the efficiency, as we know, the efficiency is given by eta is equal to PAC divided by PDC. So what is PAC? VCC into IDC minus VCE saturation into IDC divided by what is PDC? VCC into IDC. Okay, so if I take VCC IDC common, okay, so VCC IDC in the numerator I am taking it as common. I left out is 1 minus VCE saturation, 1 minus VCE saturation divided by VCC IDC. Okay, so now otherwise I can split this. So if I split this equation, so VCC IC, so I'll just write this. So I can write VCC into IDC divided by VCC into IDC minus VCE saturation into IDC divided by VCC into IDC. So this will get cancelled, and here VCC IDC will get cancelled. So I will be left out is 1 minus, so I will be left out is beta is equal to 1 minus VCE saturation divided by VCC. Okay, so in the saturation region, VCE saturation is very small compared to VCC. Okay, so VCE saturation is very small compared to VCC. So this denominator is more. So since the denominator is more as compared to the numerator, so efficiency is almost equal to 1. So if I multiply this into 100, so I'll get efficiency as, so if this I'll get some point something, so efficiency is almost equal to 90%. Okay, so that is the class A amplifier efficiency is very high, that is about nearly equal to 90%.